So Heidleberg Cement is basically one of the biggest building materials producers worldwide. We are number 1 in aggregates, number 3 actually in cement, and number 4 in ready-mix concrete. And we understand our business as a vertical business, so we try to be vertically integrated, producing aggregates and cement, which then goes into ready-mix concrete, so that we cover the whole supply chain for concrete business basically. We are present in 52 countries, if I'm not mistaken. We have about 100 million tons of cement capacity, and in Germany, for example, we have seven cement plants, and we have several cement plants in the neighboring countries, Poland, Czech Republic, and the Benelux countries, which are basically all managed separately by separate country managements. And they are not really aligned, so everybody's looking just at their own P&L. And what we are trying to do also with the help of SCS is to bring those networks together and get a more global view on the whole network, and try to find out the best solution for the greater good of the company without just looking for the single P&Ls of each country. Well, when we first tried to implement a supply chain strategist, we already had an in-house solution in place. But that solution was just run basically by one person, so he was the only one who knew how the software worked, and he was the only one who knew how to use it. Plus, there was no real development to the software. So what we wanted to do is to get a standard software which has professional support behind it, and so we are not just dependent on one person, and which is continuously developed as well. Well, we looked at several different companies, obviously, and at a pre-selection stage, already Supply Chain Strategist was basically the best solution. Turned out to be the best. Then we ran a pilot program, basically modeling or doing feasibility study to check whether it's really possible to model the cement network in SCS, and it turned out to be fine, and that's where we ended up. Well, basically SCS is in our company mainly used for strategic decisions, so we are trying to evaluate investment decisions for the long term. So we are creating models where we include all different kinds of investment options and try to find a best future setup for our networks in growing markets mainly. So what we try to do is to give a value to certain investments and to come up with a real payback for the solutions, and to try to find the best network. With SCS, we can basically make much more informed decisions. So it's definitely hard to quantify as it's on long-term projects, but it really gives a much better insight into our network behavior and gives a real value to our investment options. Plus, we can much easier run sensitivity analysis and do what-if scenarios. So that ensures us much more in our decision that we take. I guess a very good example to this is when we did in 2007, we did a study for one of our surging countries, basically, where the initial idea was to invest in a greenfield plant, which then we put into our model. We already had 3 existing cement plants, and we came up with some other potential investments, increasing capacity in our existing plants, and actually the model then suggested a sequential upgrade of the existing plants instead of investing into a whole new plant, which would have cost us 200 million euros, something like this. So in the end, when the credit crisis came and markets were down, we were much more flexible in reacting, so we could just stop the capacity increase in the existing plants, whereas having built a new plant would have not been that easy to stop. Well, I would say it gives us a competitive edge in the sense that we now can really allocate our capacities in where it's really needed. So having a better grip on demand and where the demand is located, we can also allocate our capacities where the demand sits. So we have much less transport costs and transport distances. So that gives us definitely a cost advantage over our competitors. my experience using SCS is definitely a positive one, because it absolutely gives an insight into our network behavior that you would not be able to get otherwise. Obviously, there is a lot of data collection work that has to be done, but without this, there would never be such a collection of data in one place. So otherwise, we would not be able to put all the relevant data into one model. So that's definitely something that is absolutely necessary.